Silence by Tyler Childers is going to be played in standard tuning, and it comes out of G-shaped formation. In this lesson, I'll be giving you ideas of how to play the rhythm part the way that Tyler Childers plays it, and then also some ideas to play the little slide part that is happening. All right, so the song itself is in like a 3/4 count. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, like a waltz. And that's basically the strumming pattern that happened across the whole thing too. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Alright, so the first chord is going to be a G chord. And you can actually hear in the album version of this, you can hear Tyler Childers count off 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And on the last 3, he's strumming a G chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like a down up, and then on the 1 you're hitting a hammer on from the 6th string 2 fret to the 6th string 3 fret. I would just go ahead and have my fingers in G position, ring finger on the 6th string 3 fret, 2nd finger ready for that hammer on the 2 fret, pinky finger pulled back to the 1 string 3 fret. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, and then on the 1 you're hitting that hammer on. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, up to a D. It's going to walk to a D out of a G by moving from the G chord to 2nd finger on the 5 string 2 fret, pinky finger on the 5 string 3 fret, and then a D chord. So you're hearing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, back to the G. Then walk up to a C chord. So again, so far we've gone G to a D, back to the G. Now you walk up to a C chord. That walk up to the C is going to be 6th string 3 fret, open 5 string, 2nd finger on the 5 string 2 fret, ring finger on the 5 string 3 fret. Whenever you get in the C chord, you can then hammer on with your 2nd finger to the 4 string 2 fret. And it feels right. I think that I can hear this happening sometimes, but it feels right to, in the C chord, hammer with your 2nd finger to the 3 string 2 fret, open up the 3 string, and then hammer to the 4 string 2 fret again, so that you get. And then it goes back to the G chord. And then comes back up to a D chord, and hits like a D7 chord. So you hit the D chord one time. The D chord is an open 4 string. 2nd finger on the 3 string 2 fret, ring finger on the 2 string 3 fret, and then I just avoid the 1 string altogether. Hit that. A lot of times in this D chord, Tyler Childers will hammer on into it with the 1st finger lifting off of the 3 string and hammering down to the 3 string 2 fret. But like every other time you play the D, it hits the D once and then falls out of that D to, I've switched my finger orientation to now 2nd finger on the 3 string 2 fret and 1st finger on the 2 string 1 fret to fall then back into the G chord. So that is the intro that happens. It's very slowly 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, hammer 2, 3, to the G, 2, 3, walk to the C, hammer to the G, walk to the D, go to the D7, G, and then whenever you resolve it back to the G, you can hear that little hammer on of a suspended like C chord inside of there. So G, down, down, up, down, up. And then you're going to hammer with your 2nd and 1st fingers simultaneously. Your 2nd finger is hammering down to the 4 string 2 fret. You'll still have the open 3 between. Your 1st finger is hammering to the 2 string 1 fret. Your ring is still on the 6 string 3 fret. Your pinky is still on the 1 string 3 fret. And then the whole thing turns around again, and we've got lyrics. So with the lyrics, there's a little bit of a change to the chords. You've got the G chord to the D chord. And a lot of times over the lyrics, he is not walking them. Like, he's not going. He's just going G, down, up, G, down, up, first change that happens. Whenever it goes back to the G chord, you hit the G chord, and then you hit a G dominant 7 before falling into the C chord. So that weird kind of G dominant 7, out of your normal G chord, you're going to rearrange your finger orientation, and I keep my pinky finger on the 1 string 3 fret, but I go second finger to the 6 string 3 fret, first finger to the 5 string 2 fret, ring finger to the 4 string 3 fret, and then your 3 string can be open, your 2 string can be open, pinky finger still on the 1 string 3 fret. And you're just going to hit that for one chord. So it's like G, down, up, G dominant 7, down, up to the C chord. Now in the C chord, I can hear Tyler Childers on the recording hammering pinky finger to the 4 string 3 fret before going back to the G chord, to the D chord, hit the D7, G, hammer on the suspension. And that's what the verse does over and over again. So in the intro and in the instrumental, Tyler Childers is walking to each chord by going. So the walk to the D is 5 string 2, 5 string 3 to the D chord. The walk to the C each time is open 5, 5 string 2, 5 string 3 for the C chord. In the intro and instrumental, he's walking to them. In the vocals, the verse where he's singing, he's not walking, he's just strumming. Alright, lastly and quickly, some ideas of how to play the slide part. First, you would need a slide. Secondly, this guitar that the slide is happening on is in an alternate tuning. We've got open G here. The way that open G goes is you've got a D string on the low 6, so tune the 6 down to a D. The 5 string gets tuned down to a G. The 4 string remains at a D. The 3 string remains at a G, the 2 string remains at a B, and the 1 string gets tuned down to a D. So basically what the slide is doing is just following that 1, 4, and 5, or that G, D, and C, 1, 5, 4, I guess, that G, D, C chord progression the whole way, with the G usually being right here on the 12th fret. So if you lay your slide right across the top of the 12th fret, that's where you get that lick. And you can, there's no real precise thing that's happening. I think the opening lick is really beginning on like the 1 and 2 strings, 12th fret, and then fall down to like the 3 string. So you do that, and then you come to the D chord, which is going to be along the 7th fret of the guitar, and repeat on the 2 and 1 strings, falling to the 3 string. Back up to the G chord. Also keep in mind that this G chord can be transitioned out for just pluck the open 3 string, the open 4, 3, and 2 strings, or even the open 5 string. And then it goes to the C chord, which is going to be along the 5th fret. And here you can just kind of slide and lazily just kind of fall off these frets and go to frets, the 5 fret of strings 4, 3, and 2, or even enter into string 5 or 6 if you want to. The whole thing is open. So your G, your D, your C. That's 12th fret to the 7th fret to the 5th fret. And then there's a little walk down or a turnaround that happens at the end of each cycle that is like a, that just walks down 7, 6, 5 on strings 4 and 3 that I'm doing, and then open. And then you can do that same C suspension on an open G guitar by hammering your 1st and 2nd fingers to the 3-string 2-fret and the 1-string, the 3-string 2-fret with your second finger and the 2-string 1-fret with your first finger. So those are some ideas for the slide part. Those are the chords and movements to Silence by Tyler Childers. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.